Today we are going to deal with anti-tubercular drugs. Tuberculosis is a chronic infectious disease caused by M. tuberculosis. Mycobacterial infections require prolonged treatment. Since TB is a chronic infection, it consists of excessive fibrous tissue with central necrosis. So, vascularity of the lesion is poor, hence, the penetration of the drug into lesion is decreased. Classification: first line anti-tubercular drugs, also known as standard drugs. They are isoniazid, that is H, rifampicin R, pyrazinamide Z, ethambutol E, and streptomycin S. Second line anti-tubercular drugs, known as reserve drugs. They are para-aminosalicylic acid, thiazidazone, cycloserine, ethionamide, kanamycin, capreomycin, amikacin, levofloxacin, moxifloxacin, ofloxacin, clarithromycin, and rifabutin and rifapentin. Drugs for the treatment of multi-drug resistant TB. The groups are first line drug given orally. They are isoniazid, rifampicin, ethambutol, and pyrazinamide. The parenterally or injections administered drugs are streptomycin, kanamycin, amikacin, capreomycin, and viomycin. Fluoroquinolones: ciprofloxacin, ofloxacin, levofloxacin, moxifloxacin. The second line drugs given orally are ethionamide, prothionamide, cycloserine, terizidone, and para-aminosalicylic acid. The drugs with the doubtful and unproven efficacy are clofazimine, linezolid, amoxicillin, thiazidazone, imipenem, high-dose isoniazid, and clarithromycin. The first line anti-tubercular drugs are cheap, most effective, and routinely used and less toxic. Isoniazid, that is isonicotinic acid hydrozide INH. Isoniazid is a highly effective and most widely used anti-tubercular agent. It is orally effective, cheapest, and has tuberculocidal activity. It is active against both intracellular and extracellular bacilli. It is first line drug for the treatment of tuberculosis. It is also used for chemoprophylaxis of tuberculosis. Now the mechanism of action. Isoniazid inhibits biosynthesis of mycolic acid, which are essential constituents of mycobacterial cell wall. Isoniazid is a prodrug which inside mycobacteria gets converted into active form. Then it inhibits the synthesis of mycolic acid, which is an important component of mycobacterial cell wall. This inhibition results in the death of bacteria, that is, the tuberculocidal activity. Now, the pharmacokinetics. Isonicotinic acid hydrozide INH is readily absorbed from the gut, distributed well all over the body, tubercular cavities, and body fluids like CSF. It also crosses placental barrier. It is metabolized by acetylation, and metabolites are then excreted into urine. The rate of acetylation of INH is under genetic control, resulting in either rapid or slow acetylators. Now the uses. The uses of isoniazid INH is a first-line drug for the treatment of tuberculosis. It is also used for the chemoprophylaxis of TB. Adverse effects and drug interactions. Hepatotoxicity. The risk of hepatic damage is more in chronic alcoholics, older people, and rapid acetylators. It is reversible on discontinuation of the drug. Patients receiving INH should be monitored for symptoms like anorexia, nausea, vomiting, jaundice, etc. Peripheral neuritis. It is a dose related toxicity. Isoniazid is structurally similar to pyridoxine. Hence, INH competitively interferes with utilization of pyridoxine. It also promotes the excretion of pyridoxine. Peripheral neuritis is more common in the slow acetylators. Pyridoxine 10 mg per day is generally given along with INH to reduce the risk of peripheral neuritis. It is also used for the treatment of INH induced peripheral neuritis. The other side effects include fever, skin rashes, arthralgia, anemia, GI disturbances, psychosis, and rarely convulsions. Isoniazid inhibits the metabolism of phenytoin, carbamazepine, warfarin, etc., which increases plasma level of these drugs, and this results in toxicity. Rifampicin. Rifampicin is a derivative of rifamycin and is a first-line antitubercular drug. It rapidly kills intracellular extracellular bacilli, including the spores, those residing in the caseous lesion. It is only agent that can act on all types of bacillary subpopulations, and hence rifampicin is called sterilizing agent. Mechanism of action. Rifampicin binds to bacterial DNA dependent RNA polymerase and it inhibits RNA synthesis. It has bactericidal effect against mycobacteria and meningitis, H. influenzae, S. aureus, E. coli, and Pseudomonas. Pharmacokinetics. It is given orally and rapidly absorbed from the GI tract, but presence of food reduces its absorption. Distributed widely throughout the body and gets metabolized in the liver. The active deacetylated form is excreted in bile and undergoes enterohepatic recycling. The rest of drug is excreted in urine. The uses of rifampicin are tuberculosis. Rifampicin is used along with INH and other antitubercular drugs for the treatment of tuberculosis. Second, leprosy. Third, the prophylaxis of meningococcal and H. influenza meningitis. Rifampicin in combination with beta-lactam antibiotics may be useful in staphylococcal infections such as endocarditis, osteomyelitis, etc. Rifampicin is also used with doxycycline for the treatment of brucellosis. Adverse effects and drug interactions. Hepatitis is the main adverse effect. The risk of hepatotoxicity is more in alcoholics and elderly patients. Flu-like syndrome with the fever, chills, headache, muscle and joint pain. GI disturbances such as nausea, vomiting and abdominal discomfort. Skin rashes, itching and flushing. It stains various body fluids such as urine, tears, saliva, sweat, sputum, etc. Orange red, which is harmless. Rifampicin is a potent microsomal enzyme inducer, hence reduces the plasma level of number of drugs such as oral contraceptives, resulting in contraceptive failure, oral anticoagulant, oral anti-diabetic drug, HIV protease inhibitor, and non-nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitor, etc. It also induces its own metabolism. Pyrazinamide. Pyrazinamide is a synthetic analog of nicotinamide. It is active in acidic pH and effective against intracellular bacilli and has sterilizing activity. It has tuberculocidal activity like INH. Pyrazinamide inhibits mycobacterial mycolic acid biosynthesis but by a different mechanism. It is given orally absorbed well from the GI tract and is distributed widely throughout the body, including the CSF. It is metabolized in liver and excreted in urine. The most important adverse effect of pyrazinamide is dose dependent hepatotoxicity. It impairs the excretion of urates, resulting in hyperuricemia and may also precipitate acute attacks of gout in the susceptible individuals. The other side effects include anorexia, nausea, vomiting, fever, and skin rashes. Ethambutol. It is first line anti-tubercular drug. It inhibits arabinosyl transferases that are involved in mycobacterial cell wall synthesis. It is a bacteriostatic drug. It is used in combination with other antitubercular drugs to prevent the emergence of resistance. There is no cross resistance and other antitubercular drugs. There is no cross resistance with other antitubercular drugs. Patients tolerate ethambutol well as it causes fewer side effects. Ethambutol is well absorbed after the oral administration, distributed widely in the body, metabolized in liver, crosses blood-brain barrier in meningitis and excreted in urine. Optic neuritis is the main adverse effect seen with ethambutol, which is characterized by decreased visual acuity and color vision defects. Hence, periodic eye examination is necessary when the patient is on ethambutol. The toxic the toxicity is reversible if the drug is discontinued early following the onset symptom. It should be avoided in the children below 6 years of age because they may not be able to report the disturbances in vision and is also difficult to test visual acuity in children. Streptomycin. Streptomycin is aminoglycoside antibiotic. It is a bactericidal drug. It is active against extracellular bacilli in alkaline pH. Streptomycin is not effective orally, it must be injected intramuscularly. The adverse effects are ototoxicity, nephrotoxicity, and neuromuscular blockade. The second line antitubercular agents, they are less effective, expensive, and more toxic than the first line drugs. Hence, reserve drugs for the tuberculosis. Para-amino salicylic acid, that is PAS. It is structurally similar to the sulfonamides. Like sulfonamides, PAS also competitively inhibits folate synthase enzyme and prevents the formation of tetrahydrofolic acid, that is THFA, which is necessary for the growth and multiplication of bacteria. PAS produces tuberculostatic effect. PAS is rapidly absorbed after oral administration and is distributed widely all over the body but poorly penetrates blood-brain barrier. It is metabolized in liver by acetylation and is excreted in urine. PAS inhibits the acetylation of INH, thus increasing its plasma level. At present, PAS is a reserve drug for the management of MDR tuberculosis. The common adverse effects are GI disturbances, anorexia, nausea, vomiting, and abdominal discomfort, which can be minimized by giving drug in divided doses on full stomach. The other side effects are hepatic damage, drug fever, and skin rashes along with thrombocytopenia. Ethionamide. It is structurally similar to INH but is less efficacious. It inhibits synthesis of mycolic acid. It is bacteriostatic drug and is effective against both extracellular and intracellular bacilli. It is absorbed well after oral administration, distributed widely all over the body, including the CSF. It is metabolized in liver, excreted in urine. The common adverse effects are nausea, vomiting, and epigastric pain. Other side effects are hepatitis, headache, blurred vision, and paresthesia. Cycloserine. It is a second line anti-tubercular drug with bacteriostatic activity. It inhibits bactericidal cell wall synthesis. It is distributed widely in the body, including CSF. The common side effects are related to CNS, include headache, tremor, psychosis, and convulsions. The other anti-tubercular agents are fluoroquinolones, that is ciprofloxacin, ofloxacin, moxifloxacin, levofloxacin, bactericidal agents given orally. Aminoglycosides, that is amikacin, kanamycin, the bactericidal agents administered parenterally. Capreomycin given intramuscularly may cause nephrotoxicity and ototoxicity. Macrolides, that is azithromycin and clarithromycin, these are given orally. Rifamycin are rifampicin, rifabutine, these are bactericidal agents given orally. Now, the treatment for the tuberculosis. WHO recommends the use of multi-drug therapy for all the cases of tuberculosis. The objectives of MDT are to make the patient non-infectious as early as possible by rapidly killing the dividing bacilli by using 3 to 4 bactericidal drugs, to prevent the development of drug resistance bacilli, to prevent the relapse, to reduce the total duration of effective therapy. The choice of standardized treatment regimens by each country as recommended by WHO should be based on their efficacy, effectiveness, and availability of financial resources. Short course chemotherapy. There are several short course regimens of 6 to 8 months duration which are convenient, highly effective, and less toxic. All the regimens have two phases: an intensive phase of 2 to 3 months, followed by continuation phase of 4 to 6 months. An example of short course chemotherapy of 6 months duration is given below. Intensive phase. The patient receives intensive treatment with the 4 tuberculocidal drugs daily or thrice weekly for a period of 2 months. The main objective of this phase is to render the patient non-contagious. Continuation phase. The patient receives 2 drugs, usually INH, rifampicin, daily or thrice weekly for a period of 4 months. This phase helps to eliminate the remaining bacilli and it prevents relapse. WHO guidelines for the treatment of tuberculosis. In the intensive phase, the INH is given 300 mg plus rifampicin 450 mg plus pyrazinamide 1500 mg plus ethambutol 800 mg per streptomycin 1000 mg plus pyridoxine 10 mg daily for 2 months. Continuation phase, INH 300 mg plus pyridoxine 10 mg plus rifampicin 450 mg daily for 4 months. HRZE and pyridoxine administered orally half an hour before breakfast. Streptomycin is given intramuscularly. The regimen recommended for each patient depends upon the diagnostic category for each patient. The revised National Tuberculosis Control Program, that is RNTCP, was launched in India 1997. Under this program, DOTS, that is directly observed treatment short course chemotherapy, is being implemented. Out of the WHO recommended regimen, the thrice weekly regimen is followed in the DOTS for category 1 tuberculosis. In DOTS, patient is administered drugs under supervision of health worker or other trained person to ensure that the drugs are actually consumed. The therapy must be supervised and monitored by bacteriological examination. DOTS is the backbone of RNTCP. It is aimed at ensuring patient compliance, thus preventing the emergence of drug resistant tuberculosis. Category 1 TB. The WHO recommended treatment regimen is shown in Table 11.16. Ideally, the drug should be administered daily throughout the course of treatment. If not possible, then daily dosing in intensive phase plus thrice weekly supervised during continuation phase or thrice weekly dosing supervised in both phases can be done. Under DOTS, the thrice weekly dosing is followed. In area where the level of resistance to INH is high, the regimen is 2-HRZE plus 4-HRE. In addition to monitoring the symptoms, sputum smear examination is done at intervals to assess the response to the treatment. Category 2 TB. The specimen for the culture and drug susceptibility testing should be obtained from all the previously treated patients at or before the start of treatment. As per WHO guidelines, the retreatment regimen is started for those where the risk of MDR TB is medium or low. Example, the default or relapse. Once drug susceptibility testing, that is DST, results are available, modifications if required are made. When the risk of MDR TB is high, that is the failure cases, an empirical or standardized regimen for MDR TB is started which can be modified after DST results are available. Multi-resistance tuberculosis MDR-TB. It is defined as resistance to both isoniazid and rifampicin with or without resistance to any other anti-tubercular drugs. Multi-drug resistance tuberculosis, that is MDR-TB, can be treated by either specially designed, standardized or individualized regimen. Patients with or highly likely to have MDR TB should be treated with the regimens containing at least 4 drugs to which organisms are known or presumed to be susceptible. As per RNTCP 2012 guidelines, the regimen consists of intensive phase 6 drugs for 6 to 9 months, that is kanamycin, levofloxacin, ethionamide, pyrazinamide, ethambutol, and cycloserine. Continuation phase for 4 drugs for 18 months, and the drugs are levofloxacin, ethionamide, ethambutol, and cycloserine. Pyridoxine should be also administered to the patients with MDR-TB. It prevents the neurotoxicity due to ethionamide and cycloserine. All the drugs are administered daily under directly observed treatment. To address the problem of MDR-TB, WHO has implemented a strategy of DOTS Plus. DOTS Plus is designed to treat MDR-TB using second-line anti-tubercular drugs. It is recommended in areas where the DOTS is fully in place. Extensively drug resistance tuberculosis, that is XDR-TB. Extensively drug resistance tuberculosis is defined as the resistance to INH, rifampicin, fluoroquinolone, and one of the capreomycin, kanamycin, amikamycin. Mortality rate is very high. The treatment of TB in HIV positive patients. Generally, TB treatment is same for the HIV infected as for the non-HIV infected TB patient. Short course chemotherapy daily regimen must be started immediately once TB is diagnosed. Rifampicin is preferred over rifampicin in HIV patients on antiretroviral drugs such as protease inhibitors, as it does not interact with them. Tuberculosis in pregnancy. All the first line drugs except streptomycin can be used in pregnancy. management of anti-tubercular drug-induced adverse drug reaction. The WHO guidelines: anorexia, nausea, administer the drug with small meals, burning, numbness in the extremities, administer pyridoxine, joint pain, treated with NSAIDs. The flu-like symptoms, they switch to daily administration of rifampicin. Jaundice or hepatitis, major adverse effect with HRZ, all the drugs have to be stopped till the reaction subsides. Then the drugs are reintroduced one at a time. Rifampicin is introduced first, followed by INH after 7 days. If both are tolerated, then Z should be administered. Skin rash, stopped anti-tubercular drugs. The drugs are restarted one at a time at low doses, which is then gradually increased. If reactions occur following reintroduction of particular drug, it should be stopped. Visual disturbances, ethambutol, should be discontinued. Chemoprophylaxis of the tuberculosis. It is prophylactic use of anti-tubercular drugs to prevent the development of active tuberculosis in patients who are at risk. INH 300 mg, that is 10 mg per kg in children, is administered daily for 6 months. Indications for chemoprophylaxis: newborn of a mother with active tuberculosis, young children less than 6 years with positive tuberculin test, household contacts of the patients with tuberculosis, patients with positive tuberculin test with additional risk factors such as diabetes mellitus, malignancy, silicosis, and AIDS. Role of glucocorticoids in tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is a relative contraindication for the use of glucocorticoids. However, in certain situations, glucocorticoids may be used under the cover of effective anti-tubercular therapy. They are tuberculosis of serous membrane like pleura, pericardium, meninges, etc. to prevent fibrous tissue formation and its sequel. To treat the hypersensitivity reaction to anti-tubercular drugs. Tuberculosis of eye, larynx, genitourinary tract to prevent fibrosis and the scar tissue formation. Prednisolone is preferred agent except in meningitis. Dexamethasone is preferred as it lacks mineralocorticoid activity. When the patient general condition improves, the steroid should be gradually tapered to avoid HPA axis suppression. Glucocorticoids are contraindicated in intestinal tuberculosis owing to risk of perforation. Drug used in treatment of Mycobacterium avium complex, that is MAC infections. Clarithromycin, azithromycin, ethambutol, rifabutin. Other drugs used are ciprofloxacin, levofloxacin, moxifloxacin. A combination of drug is used. The duration of therapy required is 18 to 24 months. For prophylaxis, azithromycin, clarithromycin, and rifabutin is used. Thank you.